Diane DeWald here with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel, and this is what we're going to be working on. Let me see if I can. I should have zoomed in just a little bit since these stand. There we go. So this is part of the May release for Gina K Designs. This came in the card kit. Now I believe you can get these separately now because the card kit itself has sold out, but these are available on her website, and I'll have a link down below. But I'm working on my Father's Day cards, and this is a perfect set because you've got husband and grandpa and brother and dad and father, in-law, uncle, babe, and lots of little sayings. Now, we're not going to put a card together in this particular video, but we're going to cut out all the tools, and my general design is, the Master Layout 1 layering panel, and then this was from Master Layout 8. I'm going to pop this up, but each one of these tools, I'm going to have a hammer, a wrench, pair of pliers, and the screwdriver. I'm going to have those pointing out. Whoops, let me bring it up in frame, from the circle. And then this is from, oh, what is this from? Let me check real quick. It is from, because I did these a long time ago, it's from Waffle Flower. I love, they've got a Mother's Day and a Father's Day, and I just love this. And I actually created these last summer and stuck them in my sentiments binder. But that's going to be the basic card that I'm making for Father's Day. But today we're going to work on cutting the tools out, and then, and I'm not going to bore you by going through and stamping every single one, but I'm going to start the process, and then I'm going to take it off camera and fast forward through, and then come back and show you how I color them. So I will get them stamped and most of them colored before I finish this video. So in this is what I did. Let me just move all this aside for just a moment. And I have crumbs all over my desk. So I've already cut out a bunch of the tools, and oh, the nail, there's a bolt, a nail, and a screw. And I've already cut out a lot of these, and I have the blanks in my little handy dandy tray. So we are going to, I'm going to zoom you back out because I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, and it's going to shake the table because it's a manual. What do I do with, oh, here it is. I don't have the Gina K Mini Intracut, but I have the Spellbinders Scout, and I really like it. Really like it. And my plates, gotta find my plates. So, my cutting plates. So, what I did with the dies is I took the dies and I used Minty tape and cut them out, or adhered them to, this is just thin copy paper. I think this is 24 pound. You could use 20 pound. But I just wanted something thin because I didn't want the weight of cardstock, so that I could cut multiples like this out. And all I did with this was put the dies in. I could pick it up, pop them out, and move them over. This way it's like mass producing die cuts and not having to tape each individual. Now, the nice thing is this is Minty tape, and I can peel these off, and I'll do that here in a moment. But I did the same thing with the tools, and easy peasy. All I did have to do is I took my, let's see, where is it at? Oh, here it is. My craft knife, and I delicately cut out the Minty tape in the space of where the die cut was going to be. That way it wouldn't stick and I could easily pop it out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out real quick of some, I'm using 110 pound cardstock because I want a little bit of weight to all of my elements so that I don't have to do double cuts and glue a bunch of pieces together. So this is not my electric, so bear with me. My table's gonna shake a little while I get these through. You're hearing the little snappy, sorry about that. And voila. So let me move this out of the way and pull those little die cuts out. I did this in a recent video, and all I have to do is peel these up and then pop these out. I'll just bring my tray in, and you have lots of little die cuts. It really makes this process fast. And see, these just stayed in the mold itself. And since I'm done, I'm going to set that aside. All I have to do, well, work with me here, is peel these out. And the minty tape comes right off. You could probably use the Gina K, I forget what she calls her, I forget what she calls the masking magic. That's what she calls it. I don't have any, so I haven't bought any yet. So couldn't remember what it's called. I just need a little help getting an edge up. My nails aren't that long. Yeah, I'm running this multiple times through the die cutting machine. That minty tape does want to adhere, but it easily peels up. It's really not a problem. And then you just put it back together. Put it back in its place amongst the other dies. I was thinking ahead instead of thinking about what I was actually saying. So let's get that out of the way, this out of the way. Where's my dies? So, and then how I store my dies, I flip my stamp set over so that it lines up. So I know the hammer's gonna go here, the screw, the bolt, then the wrench, the nail, the pliers, and the screwdriver. I got the Patriot, oh, it was also in her new release. I've got it right here. The Patriotic Heroes. And there are a ton of dies in this, and all of these words. That took me a minute to get all those dies lined up, sorry for the glare, correctly where it was supposed to be. So let me tuck that back away, and we can tuck all this away and get on to the heart of what we're doing tonight. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful, but time of recording, this is Memorial Day weekend and it's Sunday night. So, oh, I need the stamp set. Duh. So, this doesn't really matter where these are. I just need the tools kind of spread out a little bit. Let's put the little bolt up here. Because if you've watched my last video, I just did the same thing. And This is a background stamp, a dual background stamp, and a sticky mat. So, okay, I've got all the tools where I want them. That little guy just wants to stick to me. Let's pick them all up. Oh, hey, I need ink. Forgot to grab my ink pad. I was doing a bunch of backgrounds and I put all my inks away. By backgrounds, I just wanted some black and white, and then this was an experiment, and I did all of these, and these are all using background stamps and inks from Gina K. I did one of these in Gina K, black Onyx, and then the Memento ink, and I really can't. The Gina K is a darker black. It's a truer black, it looks like. But the other's the Memento Tuxedo. But that way I've got those done and I can grab them when I want them. So I really don't care if this is a really good impression that I'm going to get here. Although yes, I do. I take that back. Because you can die cut these out if you want. So where's my chunky tool? I'll move you up just a little. That way you're in shot. Okay, so here's the cumbersome part. Oh, let me cover that ink. Don't want the ink pad to dry out, and I will stick something in it. So I'm going to cut all of these little tool pieces apart. Trim them down just a smidge. Yep. Okay. I thought this was a waste of time a long time ago, and this is really a fantastic way to make your die cut, to mass produce die cuts efficiently and fast. Okay, so it's a real, oh, I missed one. Well, shoot. Oh. Let me see if I can fit that in there down by the bolt. I missed the nail. No, the screw. Ah. So, I was in such a hurry, I missed the little guy. Pull all that out of there and quickly pick that guy up. Let's get him inked up. Yep. And there. Okay, so there's my bolt, my screw. Okay, I'm going to get all these pieces and parts off the desk. Less confusion for me. So, all I'm doing, and I'm grabbing my minty tape and little pieces here and there. All I'm doing is I'm lining this up. I had that upside down. That's the one thing you do have to be careful of. If the little piece that you've cut out, you just need to make sure you get it the right way. And make sure that, here, let me move you in and move this over. You really can't see it, but all I'm doing is I'm making sure that this gives me the perfect border around the stamped image, because what we're going to do is we're going to slide in the die cuts, ink, and then close down. So like I said, this is a cumbersome part, but it makes this fast to do them. So that way you're not taping down individual die cuts. And then we're going to do all of these, and I'm going to time it even though you're going to be off camera, because I'm curious to know how long it's going to take me. And I'm going to cut this little guy out here in the middle for the pliers, because in the die or the stamp, it really doesn't matter. Make sure I get that all lined up perfectly. I hear my cats downstairs. Okay, the wrench, the screwdriver. We are almost ready to rock and roll. So I will do the first couple on camera, and then I'm going to pause everything for you, and I'm just going to rock and roll. That wrench is a little off center. I'll fix that in a minute. Actually, I need to fix that first. There. Okay, that's perfect. And then the nail, hit the nail on the head. That's one of the sayings. You nailed it. That's perfect. One more. Oops, that was almost upside down. I don't think it would have mattered with the screwdriver, but just in case, we'll get it done. Perfect. Now I'm gonna tag that down here a few places, because I did this a little while ago, and some of these edges, it just makes it hard getting the, oh, sorry if my head was in the way. Just makes it getting the die piece out a little harder. So I just use my little pick tool. And so straighten that up. I'm going to bring my little dies cuts over here. Clean my space here a little bit and start popping these guys in. So here's a nail. See, it just slides right in. And a screw, a bolt, a wrench, a hammer, screwdriver, and pliers. So see how when I cut that out, it really doesn't matter because the die cut just fits right in. And I'm going to leave you close up, move you into shot a little bit. And then over here, out of camera, I'm going to go ahead and ink up all of the stamps. Get my chunky tool. The thing you have to be careful of, see that popped out just a little bit. Sometimes they stick to, but look at this. This is like perfect placement of the stamp on the die cut. I just love it. And pulled all those out. Did I? Yeah, what did I do? No, what did I do with, oh, here it is. See, it stuck. So it stuck. So if you have to do a second stamp, you just have to make sure you're aware of anything that may have stuck to your stamp so that you can pull it off and place it back in if you need to stamp it again. So let's do another, and then I'm going to take this offline. So we've got the wrench, the pliers, get in there pliers, the screwdriver, the hammer, the nail. Yep, see that hammer pop right out. Come on. There. The screw. I keep hitting that hammer, and the wrench. Now what you could also do if you have issues like this, it'll make it harder lining things up, but you could put a little bit of minty tape on the bottom so that it holds. I've done that in the past and that seems to work well. Stay. We're going to see how that hammer goes. Ink it all up. Everybody get back where you're supposed to be. And it picked up the screwdriver and the nail, but they stamped really well. I'm going to cover that ink since I'm going to take this offline here in a minute. I'm going to pull these out and then pause the video, and then I'll be back when all of this is done. There you go. I'll be back shortly. So I'm back, and all of the die cuts that I cut out, there were 9 sets of each. Yep, nine sets. And if I wanted to, I could pop the dies in here, and I think I'll do that, but I'll do that later, and I'll have a full set of 10 of all the different pieces and parts from the Mr. Fix-It stamp set. And doing the dies the way I did them, this probably took me maybe 20 minutes. So 30 minutes and 35 minutes, 40 minutes tops. I have a bunch of die cuts, and oh, here they are. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Sorry for the shine right there. But they're all perfectly stamped out, and I'm going to get ready and color them. So I will have that in a separate video because I'm going to go ahead and use my colored pencils and some Gamsol, and I'll save a few pieces to show you how it's done, but I'm going to do that off camera because I'm going to go downstairs and sit in front of the TV and do that. So thanks so much for joining me today, and sorry I keep putting that in the place where it glares, but thanks for joining me today. I'll have links down below for this stamp set and stamp and die set with Gina K. The ink that I used was her black Onyx premium dye ink, and whatever else I used in here, I will have links down below. They are affiliate links, so if you follow the link and make a purchase in the store that I'm affiliated with, I do get a very small commission. I do appreciate it because any commissions I do get, I put back in the channel so that I can continue to bring you content such as this. So thanks for spending time with me today. I do very much appreciate it, and I will see you next time. And in the meantime, happy stamping.